Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to address this August gathering on the occasion of the International Conference on Globalization in India and the USA, Law, Governance and Business. I have great pleasure in welcoming the Honorable Union Minister of Law and Justice, Dr. Veerappa Moily, Honorable Minister of Corporate Affairs, Mr. Salman Khurshid, Professor Richard Levin, President of Yale University, Professor Peter Schuck, Professor of Law at Yale Law School, Director CBI, Mr. Ashwini Kumar, Mr. N. Ravi, Editor, The Hindu, Mr. Ramesh Kaushik, former Minister, and all the distinguished guests. There cannot be a more appropriate occasion to discuss this important theme in the context of the historic collaboration between O.P. Jindal Global University, a new university promoting public service and global education in India, and Yale University, which is one of the world's oldest and most reputed institution of higher education. As the Chancellor of O.P. Jindal Global University, I am truly humbled by the fact that Yale University, which was established in 1701, is collaborating with our university, which was established only in 2009. I am very, very thankful to Professor Richard Levin, President of Yale University, for taking this effort to visit our campus. In the last 1 year, I have had many meetings with him, and each of those meetings have been truly inspiring. The endeavor of O.P. Jindal Global University is to foster a tradition of academic excellence and to develop quality education, which nurtures outstanding students who can grapple with the problems of a globalized world. In my capacity as the Chancellor of this university, I have always encouraged global interaction, exchanges and programs which will bring international intellectual currents to India and also take India's voice to the rest of the world. Today, the world seems to be in a transitional period where on one hand, we see a growing disillusionment with law and legal institutions, as well as global economic regimes, while on the other hand, there is justice-oriented fervent desire to reform existing structures to reflect the rising importance of emerging economies like India. Globalization has had a tremendous impact on legal, social, political, and economic systems, rendering the contemporary world almost unrecognizable from the world of even 2 decades ago. There is a visible homogeneity across the world because of globalization, which imposes an additional responsibility on states to face some difficult challenges. Firstly, there is a challenge of ensuring that the richness of diversity and the beauty of difference in political, economic, and legal processes do not get submerged under one master narrative, but attain some harmony to preserve world order. Secondly, there is a clear need to devise bottom-up approaches so that benefits of globalization, development, and progress accrue to the lives of marginalized people. These are indeed tough times, where the language of human rights is invoked by people who have become the victims of the violence of both state and non-state actors. Thus, it becomes the paramount duty of the people in the positions of privilege and power, politicians, lawmakers, intellectuals, industrialists, business tycoons, as well as civil society leaders, to devise methodologies and models which are truly liberating, inclusive, and empowering tools for the powerless. The themes of the conference that range from the rule of law, identity politics, and the concerns of state to impact of globalization on trade, development, and migration, and the emerging field of environmental regulations are indeed path-breaking as they directly address the issues that affect the lives of millions of people who continue to be excluded from the fruits of development and progress. I would like to congratulate and thank our Vice Chancellor, Professor Rajkumar, for recognizing the direct relationship between these seemingly divergent issues and bringing together distinguished speakers from across the globe under one platform so as to provide us all with an opportunity to be informed about comparative standpoints. I appreciate the support of Professor Peter Shook of Yale Law School, who is also a member of the governing body of the university, and he has been providing phenomenal encouragement to our initiative. He has always been guiding us and encouraging us, and not from now, even before we started the university, he has really been one of our very, very strong supporters. I appreciate the effort of Professor D.K. Srivastava, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Mr. Aman Shah, Registrar, Dr. Sani, in organizing this conference. The wealth of information, analysis, and critical perspectives on the various consequences of globalization that will be shared in this two-day event should eventually have an impact on the lives of the downtrodden and underprivileged, people of both India, the USA, and the rest of the world. Finally, in the capacity of being the Chancellor of O.P. Jindal Global University, I want to extend a warm welcome to all of the distinguished scholars, academicians, researchers from various disciplines who took out time to deliberate upon the issue of globalization in its manifold dimensions. With great affection, I also welcome all our students and faculty present here and hope that the presentations and ensuing discussions in the sessions would provide them food for thought and enough motivation to pursue further research in these areas. The success of this conference would lie, in my opinion, not only in its ability to gaze beyond the rhetoric of globalization, but also in its potential to seed new ideas, to steer the discourse and practice of globalization into a more equitable direction. This conference is a manifestation of O.P. Jindal Global University's commitment to generating fresh concepts and norms on big issues of our times through cross-fertilization of ideas in partnership with the best universities of the world, such as Yale. I eagerly look forward for meaningful and effective deliberations in the course of this conference and for a longer relationship of mutual learning and exchange with Yale University. Once again, I would like to thank all the distinguished guests who have taken time out to come and be here with us to support this initiative. And I would like to thank especially Dr. Veerappa Moily, Honorable Minister for Law and Justice, who has always encouraged me, who has always encouraged us and guided us. And in fact, I have been discussing with him for some time the idea regarding absentee voting. And recently, in the last session of the Parliament, even there was a bill was passed which is going to allow the non-resident Indians to be able to vote. Because it is very, very important, sir, that there should be a way that people who are traveling, who are unwell, who are residing in foreign countries, maybe for education or for business, that they be able to contribute to the India's political system. And we had also done a lot of deliberations in this university. That's one issue. And the second is that in India, it is a known fact that even though our judiciary is independent, it's second to none, but it takes a long time in getting justice. And the simple saying that justice delayed is justice denied. So we have come out with a lot of suggestions on how to improve the justice delivery and how to do it faster and how to avoid the delays in getting justice, where we would need your support and your blessings. And we just please treat this university, the law school, as an extension of your office, your ministry, and we are there to contribute to your efforts in providing justice to 1 billion plus people. I'd like to thank Mr. Salman Khurshid, Honorable Minister of State for Corporate Affairs, who has always encouraged me not only for this university, but for everything that I have achieved. And he was the one responsible who actually inducted me in the Congress Party and is always guiding me and supporting me. I'm really grateful to him for taking out the time to be here with us today. I'd like to thank Professor Richard Levin, President of Yale University, who has been very, very supportive. And I have done a week-long course in Yale University, which is a very good initiative. Every year they have about a dozen members of parliament attending this course, which is a very good initiative. And we were on the way, we were talking that how can we collaborate further for kind of a reunion for all the members of parliament who have attended the course at Yale and to work further with them. So with this, I'd like to thank all of you for taking out the time to be here, and I'd like to wish this conference all the success. Thank you.